Hey guys, John Henry here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a wave pattern long here on gold. Let me get my orders in place here. 1208 is the first target. Second target's coming off at 1209.1. Final target's going to be a bigger runner target, and we're going to look for 1212.3. Now, the setup itself is a picture-perfect wave pattern. We've got a really nice move up off the lows here. We've got continued buying pressure after this big old spike on the 830 news, and now we're just seeing that continuing volume back up to the upside. The one issue that we're running into is our entries at 1206.3. The first target's at 1206.9. So it's just not big enough for a first target. So instead of going to 1206.9 for our first target, we're going to be looking at going for a larger first target at 1208, just that next level above there. Now, because this is setting up in that way where we're looking for bigger moves, the likelihood of this continuing higher for an even bigger move is definitely on the table. So instead of going in between and taking them off as we go, I'm looking to skip one of the levels and go to 1212.3, and that's going to be our final runner target if it wants to get up there. Now, again, the primary objective really is just to get that first target at 1208. That's what I'm mostly concerned about. After that, it can do whatever it wants. If it wants to reverse from there, if it wants to shoot up 1,000 ticks, that part's not a big deal. The first target is key. So we're looking at a first target at 1208. Once we hit that target, because it is above the swing high, then we'll just be moving our stop to break even like normal. After that, we'll just be looking to continue back up to fill those targets. Now, from our entry at 1206.3 to that first target, we're looking to lock in 17 ticks. Now, after that, we're looking at 1206.3 to 1209.1, and that's going to give us 28. Now, from there, if we look a little bit higher up to that extension target, we'll be looking to go from 1206.3 all the way up to 1212.13. That's going to be 60 ticks. Now, again, is it going to go up that far? It does actually have a pretty good likelihood. We've been very, very bullish pretty much all morning. We really haven't gotten any large pullbacks hardly at all. I mean, if we zoom out, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. We've just been straight bullish. There hasn't been a whole lot of really fluctuation in that. So I'm expecting this to continue up definitely, but it depends on how far it wants to go. Now, we got our first target taken off. Since we have our first target taken off, we're going to move our stop to break even +1. 1206.4 is where our stop is now. Looking for continuing volume back up to the upside here to see if we can fill 1209.1. And once we get 1209.1 filled, we have an option. We can either leave our stop back and just let it kind of do its work right at break even, or we can look to trail our stop up along with the move. Because of the aggressive nature of a day like this, you're usually pretty safe in just leaving your stop where it is at 1206.4 and giving the market the room it needs to get that bigger target. Now, some folks will just trail their stop anyway, and I don't blame them. I like putting money in the bank, right? But after you get that second target, you're only risking one more contract, and we've already got a chunk of change put in our pockets. So I'm not super concerned if it comes all the way back down and stops me at a break even, because I know that I've locked in three of the four contracts. I'm just leaving that one extra one with some room to see if it really wants to get going. So you do have an option. You can trail up along with it and see if you can just lock in a little bit more. If it does turn around, at least you get a better stop. Or you can leave your stop at break even, 1206.4 in this case, and see if it wants to just go up and fill that 1212.3. So we've got that first target taken out already. Stops at break even. Now it's just a waiting game. So we'll be back in a little bit, see if we can get that next push up to 9.1 and start locking in some profit. All right, we got our second target filled here. Beautiful little move up. A little bit of fluctuation here at our first target. Not a surprise. Lots of other people are probably doing the same thing. So we do get our second target filled. Now, I'm going to be on the end of leaving my stop where it is and playing this as a little bit more conservative. I want to give this trade enough room to really give us that big runner that we're looking for here up to 1212.3. Now, I'm assuming it's not going to do it all in one shot, and we may have another couple wave patterns along the way. So if you did miss this initial move, you might have another chance to hop on board and just, go along with it. You draw the fibs up just like normal, and then look for possible entries back right now at 1207.3. So right now, everything is sitting pretty solid. We've got our two primary targets filled. So we're sitting on a nice piece of profit, looking for the final runner up to 1212.3. May take a little bit of time. It's been a little bit of a slow grind up here going into the highs again. So whether or not it goes up there all in one shot or whether it takes 30, 40 minutes up to 10 hours, doesn't really matter. We're just going to let it do its thing and see if we can go up to 1212.3 and get that target filled. So we'll be back in a little bit, hopefully, and we'll see how we do. All right, so we're coming one tick away from our target, so let's lock our stop in here. We don't want to give any of this back. Well, I guess we don't have to, so we got our target filled. Beautiful. I was going to lock my stop into 1211.5, just one tick underneath here, just to prevent any situation where it comes one tick away from your target and then, turns back around and doesn't get you filled. So we got the move filled all the way to the upside. Beautiful, beautiful runner. Just left the stop at break even, let it do its thing. Go out, grab some coffee, come back, see if it fills your target. That's one way to manage a trade like this. Another way to manage the trade is to trail along the way. And along the way, we did have some halfway decent little pullbacks. A strong little pullback there, continuation. Could have easily anchored your stop underneath all these little swings up here, even under the EMAs in this case, because it really never pulled back that much. But usually with this type of move, I like giving it a little bit more room, just in case it wants to fluctuate around a little bit. But overall, didn't really matter, barely ever pulled back. So we got all of our targets filled to the upside. We got 2 off at 17. We got 1 off at 28 and 1 off at 60. So it gives us 122 ticks to the upside for just an absolutely beautiful move up. Can't complain with that. So picture perfect wave pattern, beautiful runner. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.